doing? Let me clean my lens. So that's a lot better. Kind of had that Gaussian blur thing going on. But today is Saturday morning, Kilter Prepper. I haven't done a garden update in a while, so I thought I'd give you guys a garden update and let you see what's going on. So, garden's doing really good, folks. And in fact, let me see if I can switch this camera around. A lot of great growth going on here. In fact, a lot of great blossoms. Let's see. I think I got some tomatoes going on. I know I got a lot of tomatoes going on here. And then I've got some tomatoes going in here. Whoops. And in there, got some tomatoes. So, getting a lot of tomato growth going. And got an airplane going overhead right now. So, let's wait for the airplane. La 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 la. But okay, airplane's now gone. But you can see, let's see here, give you kind of a round back update here. So, really good garden going. These are my radishes right here, and I'm kind of letting them go to seed and stuff. But what I'm going to be doing is actually pulling these today, and I'm going to start making green powder with them. And so it's a lot of, I think I've got a lot of these are French breakfast, and then just regular, ones. And then over here, I got some bugs eating on my icicles. So I'm going to be pulling all these out today, but got some icicle ones going. So these are icicle radishes right here, and these are really good. These have actually probably been some of my best performers to date, but really tasty, really good, and they seem to grow really well in this area. So I'm impressed with how they're doing and things. So let's see what else I can show you. I've got some onions, spinach, got some purslane that came in here, kind of wild, so I'm just letting it grow. Purslane is one of those wild edibles. Some more romaine lettuce, and I'm planting the romaine lettuce kind of in the shade so that they remain really good. Some more spinach, romaine, romaine. And these are my zucchinis. And then this is more spinach here, spinach, zucchini. And then this is the starting of my fall. So I've got some, I think Brussels sprouts are going in here. And then again, more zucchini. Now up here, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be, putting up a trellis right between here. And I've got my pickles, these are my fall pickles that I'm going to be putting in. And then a lot of this bed up here is going to be my fall garden. So a lot of kale, broccoli, put some more radish in here, some more root vegetables and everything. So this is going to be my fall garden. And then down there is going to be my winter garden. And so, but my tomatoes are doing really good, really pleased, but getting some super great growth on everything. And what is this here? This looks like a weed. Get rid of that puppy. The thing with weeds, folks, is that when you see weeds, you want to get rid of them right then and there. Pull them when you see them. Otherwise, they grow up to be big weeds. So get rid of those weeds and things. But got some really good growth coming up on my tomatoes. Getting a lot of good blossoms and so forth. Getting some good tomatoes coming in here. I think I showed you some of these before. Let's see. Got some of those coming in. And so there are already more tomatoes coming in over there. But more tomatoes coming in there. But lots of tomatoes. We're gonna have a lot of tomatoes coming in. And then yeah, I'm letting this all kind of go to seed, but I'm going to be taking these radishes here, that radish leaves, and actually creating green powder with them. So, and then I'm going to be planting another stalk of radishes or something else that I can do. So, but also wanted to show you some things that I use a lot in my garden. I'll show you. Hey Kim, how you doing? Good morning. Hey Holly. So thought I'd do a garden walk here this morning, show you guys. I wanted to show you some really good deals here. First of all, these are some bamboo stakes that I got from Amazon, and the diameters of them are really nice. They're not dinky small ones, but you can get 25 stakes for $27. Where at Lowe's, you're looking at like 6 stakes for $7 or $8. Totally not worth, and they're the little dinky things too. But I found these on Amazon. I'll put a link down in the description so you see them. And then another one of my other favorite tools is my garden shears. And these things are wicked great shears. And so it's got a serrated edge here, sharp edge here. So very, very good tools. And I use these a lot to trim up my tomatoes and other things. And so those are, just wanted to point out some tools here. And my tying string there. But been out here kind of doing some, you know, doing some maintenance on the garden and just checking things out and stuff. But I'm going to be doing some more maintenance. Sorry about all the camera angles and everything like that, but I'm really proud. I don't know. Let's see if we can show you here. I mean, look how tall these things are. I'm 5'9". Now, granted, they're in a raised bed and everything, but these things are just growing like crazy. They're, you know, good. What? Let's see, 6 feet tall and everything, but you know, getting some really good height on these tomatoes, and we're getting some good growth, and I really attribute it to the electroculture that I'm using here, and that's these little wires right here. Let's see, come on, flip. But this is some of my electroculture antennas, and I have these running throughout the garden, and it puts electricity back into the garden. And for some reason, it helps plants grow. And so I've been really experimenting with this, and I am getting some insane growth. Now, a lot of people, well, if you just let it go and everything, there's nothing, you know, big about it and stuff. But I tend to differ. I'm really seeing some incredible growth, and we're seeing, especially in my tomatoes, man, it's like they're growing inches overnight. And it's just, you know, they've been doing incredibly well. So, but let's see, what else can I show you here? My beets are starting to show, and let's see again, you know. But just wanted to come in here and you know, bebop around, let you see what my garden's doing like, and you know, life is pretty good here. But what I may do is show you what I'm doing with my greens and get those going, and you know, do my green powder and stuff. So I want to thank a lot of you for all the kind words that you gave in encouragement with Cynthia and everything. She was able to read some of those, and she was also greatly encouraged by your kind words and things. How'd the copper wire do? Copper wire is doing great. I mean, we're seeing some incredible growth because of that. And you know, just, you know, I think the plants are performing a lot better versus last year. And that's all I have to compare with is from last year. Last year, I did not get this sort of tomato growth, where this year, my tomatoes are just freaking exploding and just growing like crazy, and they're super healthy. And now the nice thing is we have been getting some decent rain and stuff. But I mean, all my plants are just, you know, booming. But I wanted to again thank you guys for all the kind words, you know, for Cynthia. Cynthia jumped in here, watched the video as well, made a comment thanking you guys as well. And so it's just a long haul, and we know that, and we're going to keep pushing forward and see what doctors say and everything like that. But if you're new here to my channel, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share, and ring that little bell. Check to see if you are subscribed. I think YouTube is running some different algorithms or something like that, and I've been losing subscribers at a big rate. You know, I'm seeing, you know, some people come on, but the other day I think I lost about 7-8 subscribers just overnight, which tells me, you know, YouTube is doing something. Good deal. I'm going to try that next year with what specific copper wire. Kim, I used an 8-gauge copper wire that you buy at Lowe's, 50-foot roll, and it's running about $27. And then I would encourage you not to wait till next year, especially if you're going to be putting in a fall garden. If you're going to be putting in a fall garden, go ahead and start it now. You don't have to do it at the beginning of the season. You can use Electroculture anytime you want. And it really helps improve the growth, and I've seen it, and I'm getting way more tomatoes, my radishes and everything. I've gotten tons of radishes. A lot of my radishes now are going to seed, which I've been kind of wanting them to do. I'm thinking about trying to save some of the seed, but my romaine is coming up like crazy. My zucchini, well, zucchini grows like weed anyways. But I've really seen it in my tomatoes because I've always had problems with the tomatoes here and growing them and getting. But this is the first year that I have actually gotten an insane growth with you know, an abundance of blossoms and an abundance of fruit. So where last year, nothing. And in years prior to, in growing other gardens, I've always had problems just growing tomatoes. They just don't like to play with me. But ever since I've been using Electroculture, they are just booming. So I encourage you, go ahead and try that now, especially if you're putting in a fall garden, and get that, because it's not too late. Right now, July is the time frame to, you know, put in a fall garden. What you want to do is count about 120 days from your first frost date, and ours is somewhere, I think, in late October. You know, so plenty of time, a lot of things you can do, especially with like the root vegetables like turnips, beets, radishes. Those will grow really well. Get your cauliflower, your Brussels sprouts, your broccoli, especially your broccoli. Broccoli will grow and continue to grow all the way into December, especially if there's snow on the ground and everything. So broccoli, not only can you eat the broccoli parts, but you can also eat the leaves. The leaves are good greens, and then also you can dehydrate them and make green powder. And so I'm a big fan of making green powder, because during the winter time you kind of run out of greens, and you want to really maintain that level of eating greens. But how can you when, you know, there's just nothing out there? And so what you want to do is, you know, basically harvest a lot of your greens. What I'm going to be also doing is harvesting some of my good leaves from my tomatoes, because tomato leaves are completely edible. And then my radish and beets and turnips and other root vegetable greens and things. But you want to get a supply of greens, and what I do is I dehydrate it at 125, let it do it overnight. And I may make a video on this showing you guys how I prepare my greens, because I'm going to clean out that bed of radishes there. It's about time ready to pull them and see what goes on there and just make green powder. But basically what I do is I chop up all the leaves and stems and everything like that, dehydrate it, and then I run it through a spice grinder and turn it into powder. So, or you can run it into your food processor first, then throw it into your spice grinder, which is probably a better idea since I'm doing such a large amount of greens. But you know, the greens are important, especially, again, like I said, during winter time, where you're not going to be getting the sort of vitamins and minerals that you need from greens during the winter time. And so it's a good idea to not throw those tops away, or start harvesting some of those tomato leaves and everything. You can dehydrate those. Tomato leaves are really good in salads, and chop them up, and it just has this interesting pop of flavor that you can they just bring a salad alive. So think about trying your tomato greens and things as well, your tomato leaves. But those do really well, but they make really good green powder and add a different sort of flavor to your green powder, where most of my greens are radish, turnip, and beet. By adding the tomatoes, you're giving that different flavor. Now, what you can do with the green powder during the winter time is put it in smoothies. You can mix it in with eggs. You put it in with soup. There's a lot of things, sprinkle it over this, that, or the other. Now, when you take your green powder, if you want to make like a seasoning, what you can do then is take some of your more favorite herbs and add it to the green powder. Powder your herbs. So, for example, rosemary, sage, thyme, things like that. Kind of get some earthy taste, because your green powder will have more of an earthy taste. So earthy herbs, or those more I don't know, hardier herbs, make it really good. And then throw some pinches of kosher salt in and put all that into your spice grinder, mix it up, and then you get a pretty good seasoning blend. So try that out and experiment. Maybe add some smoked paprika to your green powder, or some other things, garlic powder, onion powder, and throw it into your spice grinder. Throw some pinches of kosher salt into it, and you'll be amazed some of the flavors that you're going to get. Now, it will turn your food kind of green, but it's the flavors that are really, really good. Another thing that you can do with your green powder too, it just popped into my head, is make a green powder butter. And what you want to do is semi melt, or not really melt, but get your butter to like room temperature or something, and then add some onion, some garlic, and some green powder, and you can create an herbal butter. And so you mix it all up together, put it in a cellophane sheet of plastic, and then roll it up into kind of like making it look like a sausage, and then put that into your refrigerator, let it harden. And then what you want to do then is, when you grill up some steaks and stuff, slice some of that off, and then put that on your steak. And herb butter is insane on steak. So, but just wanted to give you guys a peek at the garden. I haven't showed you garden in a while and everything, but it's just exploding. And I'm working on putting in my fall garden here. And so I'm pretty excited to see how that goes. Again, I'm going to be doing a lot of electroculture with my fall garden, and this one will be good, because what I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to be able to kind of like track it along so that you guys can see. And I'll make sure I mark sticks and all that other stuff on my fall garden, so that you can see the explosive growth that I'm getting. And then you guys tell me, is it explosive growth or not? Or am I just, wishing it? But I have to say that my garden this year has just exploded ever since I've been using electroculture. And the sticks, those bamboo sticks that I showed you, are the same sticks that I use for creating antennas. And all I do is wrap the copper wire, which is the 8-gauge copper wire that I get from Lowe's, wrap it around in a clockwise manner, and then just stick it in the ground. But say, Angry Taco, how you doing, bud? So but that's what I do. But I'll put a link to those sticks, because I haven't, or those bamboo poles, I haven't been finding good prices at Lowe's or Home Depot for those things, because they seem to be expensive. They only give you 6 for like $8 or $9, man. I think that's kind of a ripoff. And they're the little skinny ones, where I've been really impressed with these bamboo sticks that I've been getting, because they got a good diameter, they're really hardy. And then wrapping them with copper wire, or I'm just using them to stake up my tomatoes or something too. But for $27, you get 25 good bamboo 4-foot long sticks. And to me, I think it's totally worth it. I wish we had bamboo here. I'd harvest my own bamboo and stuff, but we don't. When we lived in Texas, I had bamboo to harvest, but I don't have it here. But that's a great deal. I have bamboo in my backyard. Good job, Holly. And so yeah, those make great little poles for supporting your plants and everything. So, but yeah, check it out, and I'll start working on my fall garden. The weather here is not too bad. Very humid though, and I'm gonna be probably sweating up a storm. But I'm gonna really work hard at getting that trellis built today, and maybe show you later or post a picture of it later or something like that. So if you're new here, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share, and ring that little bell. And then also, if there's anything that you guys want me to talk about or anything, sometimes I come in here, I feel like I'm just jibber jabbering. And you know, let me know if there's topics that you'd like me to cover or talk about, or if there's something in the news that you saw, especially if there's a news article. Send it to me at ray@raymondmhor.com, ray@raymondmhor.com. And so do that and let me know so that I have things to share with you here in Coffee with Ray. So, but thank you so much for watching, tuning in. Again, doing it tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing another little sermonette, and going to be doing with ants, you know, talking about ants. So I think you guys want to tune in for that one. That'll be a lot of fun and educational. So, but Raymond Mhor, Kilt the Prepper. This is Coffee with Ray. We'll see you. Goodbye, God bless, and kilt on.